If you are not using I Am Melanin Magic hair oil, then what are you using?
Hey guys, so I started using this oil called I Am Melanin Magic since February of this year, and check out the new growth. Like, it's insane. Not only did it help with my new growth, but it smells amazing too.
See the dramatic improvements Denisha has made after not having hair around her edges for 3 years.
Tanya's hair had been like this for almost 20 years, and while getting injections. Her doctor said it was scarred and would never grow back. After 4 weeks of using I Am Melanin Magic, this is what she looked like. I Am Melanin Magic did this to Danette's hair after a short time.
Hi, I'm the creator of the I Am Melanin Magic hair and skincare brand. My vision has always been to develop a line of products that meets the unique needs of melanated people. The I Am Melanin Magic hair oil is our premier product. It is the leading high-end supplement for your mane.
It reduces breakage, promotes growth, and can be used on all hair types and looks, from straightened hair and microlocks to wigs and protective styles. It's antifungal, antibacterial, and anti-funk, so you know you're protected.
It softens and conditions your hair, and it's anti-frizz too.
This really is all you need. It's rich with antioxidants, loaded with growth-promoting ingredients. Look at the growth of my hair. The proof is in the product. Need I say more? Don't delay. Purchase yours today.
I Am Melanin Magic, and so are you.
Welcome to Tanisha's Locs Beauty Tips and Potpourri. Hello, beautiful people. Perfect butterflies. How is everyone doing today? I hope that you are feeling peaceful, productive, and prosperous and passionate. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about some frequently asked questions. Now, you know, this video is definitely going to be useful to people who are looking into Sisterlocks. It's useful to people who are new to the journey, but it can also be useful to people who've been at this journey for a while, y'all. I have been at this journey. I'm trying to get my list together so I don't miss anything. I have been at this journey, y'all. I'm just going to kind of go through and show you my hair. You know, I'm talking about the locks. I need to at least show you my hair. I have been at this journey for over 10 years. It's more like 11 or 12. I got to get the facts cleared up. I love it. Am I regretful? No. Frequently asked question, was this the best decision that I ever made? Hell to the yes. Hell to the yes. Hell to the yes. I love it. Do I feel like if you're on the fence, you should do it? Yes, you should do it. I mean, look at this. Y'all, low maintenance, beautiful, abundant hair, manifesting your wildest dreams when it comes to giving up and walking away from the tyranny and enslavement of hair. Y'all know our journey can be quite interesting, to say the least. This will free you. It will free you. It will free you. So let's dig into these questions. If this looks like a video that you want to see, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and definitely comment. If I've left out anything that you feel is a frequently asked question, please place it in the comments. If you are interested in what I use on my hair to make it so strong, so beautiful, to make it have been able to endure the constant picking of lint with my razor sharp tweezers, the many dyes over time, and the constant thickening of my hairline, which I'm always working on, making new locks. Go to the I Am Melanin Magic website. Thank you to all of you beautiful sisters who are purchasing the product, who have purchased the products, who are having good results, who are sharing your results, and who are experiencing hair abundance. So anyway, let's talk about number one. What does the overall process include? Okay, really quickly from start to finish. You got to go get the tester locks put in by a loctician that you've interviewed and who you think may be a good candidate for you. Now, whether or not they are is another story, but you got to go through that process. Let them install a few different kind of locks in your hair. Let it sit for a minute. Once they determine what pattern is best for you, which is what that purpose is about, you're going in for your install. You get an install. This is the time where they put all of the locks in. This is the time where they part the grid. This is the time where, based on your hair density, they determine, you know, how many locks you're going to have. All right. And this is the time where when you sit in a chair over a period of 2 or 3 days to get your locks put in. This is also the time where you make sure they go all the way down to the end. Do not, I repeat, do not allow somebody to convince you that they do not need to braid your hair to the end because they're not telling you the truth. Don't go for it, because I can guarantee you you're paying for every inch. Once you get the install done, you'll typically go in a few weeks, a rotation cycle that's shorter than your normal retightnings. You'll go in maybe at 4 weeks, I think it is. They'll check your hair, da-da-dee-da-da-da, give you some suggestions, da-da-dee-da-da-da, so forth and so on. You are to wash, you are to braid and band, which is, you know, basically like this. When you get ready to wash your hair, and I've seen people braid their hair tight as hell. Don't do that. How are you going to get the shampoo in and out? Just braid and band, get those tiny little black rubber bands, tie the ends. I never bent my ends into the hair. It defeats the purpose. Why make it more difficult for yourself? And this allows you to wash your hair, you know, keeps the slippage down. It keeps them from expanding like a lion's mane and becoming just out of control. Okay, especially if you have a lot of locks. By the way, I have 587 locks, but I didn't start out with that many. I've added some. How many locks do you have? How long is the install? My install was 30 hours. I did 10 hours over a 3-day period. My girlfriend who had hers in before me, her install was 40 hours. The going average, I believe they say, is anywhere from 24 to 36 hours. It depends on the density of your hair, obviously. It depends on other considerations like how long your loctician will stand on her feet, how long you can endure being in that chair, and so forth and so on. But you should plan for 2.5 to 3 days, okay? How much does it cost? Now, there's a wide range of costs. See my video on the inflationary issues related to Sisterlocks. They've gone up. When I first started, it was $4.50 for the first 4 inches, and then it was $50 each additional inch. The range, and I'm talking not so much about the average, even though I'm going to call it the average, I'm talking more about the mode. It's somewhere, and it sounds ridiculous, but the mode, yes, it should be a number, but I'm going to give you a range. You're going to find the most frequency between $8.50 and $13.50 for the install, for the 4 inches. And then you're going to find variability with regard to $50 to $100 for each additional inch. It's no longer $4.50 anymore, y'all. I'm sorry. I've had some of you quote numbers as high as $3,000. Yes, we are suffering from inflation in the Sisterlocks community. Da, da, da. Okay, next. How often do you need retightenings? Y'all know I have tons of videos on retightenings. Y'all know how I feel about them. I'm going to tell you the textbook answer, which is 6 to 8 weeks. I've never gone for 4 weeks. I would never go in for 4 weeks unless I was creeping around doing the tiny ones at the front of my hair and I was pulling it through like cotton. To me, anything you're doing every 4 weeks over the long term is going to result in you losing your hair. It just is. Because I mean, y'all know my soapbox like this. Don't get trapped into doing your hair every 4 weeks. It's too much trauma on your hair. Your hair needs time to rest and decompress and makes your hair more fragile over the long term. It could work for you in the beginning, but I can promise you very few of us actually need to go in every 4 to 6 weeks, every 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And if your loctician has a problem with that, tell her to call me. It's like, I'm just joking, but you can tell her to watch a video to her mind. I'm not going for that because I don't care what. If you want some longevity in your journey and you don't want to down the line have thinning edges and other problems, take my word for it. It's immediate gratification. Yes, you get your grid. It looks nice. They tell you what they want to tell you. You put that money down on the table. But that is too frequent for you to be doing it on a regular basis. It's a different story if you do it at that rate for the first few retightenings until you get to see what your hair care needs are. But I do not recommend that long term. I've seen the peril as a result of that. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't trade places with what I've been through. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it. Can you do your own retightnings? Hell to the yes. Yes, you can do your own retightnings. I do my own around the front. I've done my own retightening 2 or 3 times for the whole head. Do I want to get stuck doing it like that? No, it's a lot of work. I'm considering, y'all, if I don't get too far past this 6-week mark, going in there and trying to do my next retightening. I'm not looking forward to it. I just need to continuously know that it's something that I can do. I believe in self-reliance, y'all. God bless the child who's got his own. I believe in self-reliance. You need to believe in self-reliance if you have this style. If those retightenings get up to $350, are you really going to be wanting to pay somebody that every 6 weeks to get your retightenings done? Who knows what the market can bear? Because the more of us that sign up for this and are willing to pay for this, y'all, the tighter the market becomes, the more we're going to have inflation to deal with, all right? It just is what it is. And I'm not knocking anybody because our locticians work hard. But the reality is, it's one thing if you're paying $300 every 8 weeks. That's like $150 a month, okay? For some of you, that's your cable bill. For some of you, that's your phone bill. It's not my phone bill. I pay $45 a month with Verizon. I have a prepaid phone, but a lot of people pay. I know my kids pay an exorbitant, ridiculous amount. You know, maybe you take that from somewhere else. That could be manageable if it had to be, but it's not something that you really, really want to do. So being able to do your own retightening, y'all, may be the best gift that you have ever given yourself. And it's not as bad as it looks. I have a video on this channel about a retightening setup. Thanks to and shout out to Havutu, who helped me to design a setup in my bathroom with several mirrors with arms so that I can actually see different angles of my hair. And I'm going to try that for a little while. But I also remember when I first did my first retightening, I was able to just feel around the lock and do it. Okay, but that's because I used to do my own individual braids when I was in college. And for some reason, I didn't have as much of an issue with marrying as I did sitting at the front looking at my hair and then marrying the locks. I don't know what that was about, but we're going to try it again because no research study is conclusive without multiple trials. So I don't want to state that with a great deal of definity. Can you use products on your hair? Yes, you can. Should you put heavy products on your hair? No, you should not. Should you use I Am Melanin Magic, which is my brand, on your hair? Hell to the yes. Should you use all natural products on your hair? Yes. Should you be done with anything with parabens, sulfates, mineral oils, petroleum, beeswax, stuff like that? It's not necessary. And use the product on your hair and make sure you rinse it out very good when you wash your hair. If your hair needed oil before you got locks, y'all, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna need oil after locks. You don't want to wait till your hair gets really dry because, you know, we don't live in a perfect world. We're dealing with the elements. We're dealing with extreme heat. Some people are using blow dryers and curling irons on their locks. You're styling them. The water is not quality water. The food is not quality food. Many of us have nutritional deficits. You gotta put something in your hair to build its strengths and to supplement. Otherwise, show me a person. If you are someone that has never ever put one product in your hair, be truthful, be truthful, be truthful. Never put one product in your hair and you've had your locks for longer than 10 years and you never put one product, not even an essential oil, okay? And all you've done was spray water on your hair. Please shoot me a text. I would love to know. And I'm not saying that that's not possible because water puts moisture on your hair. And if you happen to have normal porosity, you can keep your hair moist. That may be helpful. But I just have to wonder because it's like going through life. Some people just are genetically superior, okay? Or Superman and Superwoman, and they just don't require a lot. Like they heal quickly. They're muscular well into their 80s and 90s. I mean, they just have a whole nother different constituency. But I know I needed oil in my hair and I had dry scalp issues before my lock journey. I had enough sense to know that I was going to need it on my hair. And thankful to Efraj, my wonderful install technician, my loctician, she put oils on my hair during my install. Okay, and when I said something about it, because I thought I was the sister lock police in the beginning, like a lot of us are when we first get these locks, because of the money we lay down, you know, She was like, honey, I'm not just a Sisterlock loctician, I'm a master cosmetologist, and I've been dealing with natural hair for 20-some damn years. That was essentially what she said, not verbatim, but she was right. She was right, because when my hair would get dry before I had this, it's going to break, it's going to get brittle. So I need to be able to seal in the moisture. I need to put products on my hair to condition, renew, and seal in the moisture from the water. It also gives your hair, makes it feel softer, depending upon what type of product you're putting in your hair. It can be very good for your follicle health. It can be very good to keep your hair from falling out and you dealing with hair loss. It strengthens your hair long term, and most of us need some type of supplement. All right, does your hair texture matter? No. People with fine hair get Sisterlocks. People with wonderful, perfect 4C hair get Sisterlocks. Will your locks look differently based on your texture? Yes. Can the locks thicken your hair? It depends on how you look at thickening. You were born with a certain amount of density. You can lose that density if you have hair loss. Can you regrow them back? Yes, probably with less stress on your hair. But can you actually change the thickness of a hair strand? I'm not so sure about that. I'm inclined to say no. Can you change the appearance of your hair and the volume of your hair with Sisterlocks? Yes. Can you make it healthier and stronger and able to endure more? Yes. If you've had some hair loss, can locks possibly stimulate more hair and your density be improved at that level? Yes. Can you lock your hair if it's relaxed? Yes, you can lock your hair if it's relaxed. A lot of people will not lock the locks, the relaxed part, so it may look a little crazy in the beginning, but it is possible. I don't know. If I had conditioned hair, I know me, y'all probably be sitting up saying, look, I'm going to need you to go all the way down, and I'm going to need you to do the locked hair too. But y'all, I mean, the relaxed hair too, but I got to tell you, I don't think they make them like Efraja Maker anymore. And maybe it's like some of these other sisters talking about some of these technicians out here, y'all, they rough. I mean, some of them are, you know, but we're going to focus on the good, because what we focus on expands. Thoughts become things, right? So if you want to find a good loctician, you can manifest a good loctician, but you do have to watch out for the pit holes. No lie, y'all. All right. How many locks should you have? Well, generally, most people in the research says 4 to 450 is the minimum number of Sisterlocks, but that doesn't mean that if your hair density doesn't support that if you happen to have 300, that you don't have the Sisterlocks. That's a matter of belief as far as I'm concerned. Did they use the tool? Yes. Do you have the grid? Yes. Was she a Sisterlocks certified loctician? Yes. Did I say, did you use the tool? Yes. Did you sit in the chair for all them hours? Yes. Did they use the pattern, the different patterns that they use? Yes. So if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, sounds like a duck, guess what, y'all? Say it. It's a duck. Okay. So, you know, you may have a consultant who's lazy and doesn't put the minimum number in there, but you also may have one who's very bright and who's very talented and knows that if she puts that number in there, they're going to be too thin, and you're going to be sorry because they're going to be so thin. Eventually, you're going to lose those locks as time goes on anyway. That's not what you want. Not what you want. After this, y'all, I'm going to soak in a nice bath. I'm going to soak for like an hour, y'all. And I'm working on something for the channel too, which I need to get off my lazy butt and get started with at least in the next month. Anyway, back at the ranch. Should you let your loctician leave your ends out? Hell to the no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. Don't do it. Do not let someone sit there and tell you that they do not have to braid your locks all the way down to the bottom. Excuse me. Have the luxury of taking your locks out like I do. I don't want them to lock, so I took out my little ends. I like the curly ends. That's on me, but have the luxury of doing that. You're paying for every inch, so you make sure they go down as far as they can. Efraja went all the way down to the end. Maybe she didn't do this part here, but she went all the way down to the end, y'all. Yes, she did. And I will tell you not to let anyone convince you otherwise, because if they do, if you think your locks could look crazy when they start bunching, and they start doing all this crazy stuff when you go through the teenage stage, it's going to look insane and really cray-cray if they leave out the whole end and try to make you believe that it's going to lock and it's going to look the same as the rest of the lot. Don't let them take you down that road. Don't buy it. Get up out the chair and walk and take your money with you and find somebody who's going to braid all the way down to what you paid for. You're paying for that inch, aren't you? What should you look for in a good loctician, y'all? I have about 7-8 videos on this channel about that. Please watch them. First and foremost, try to find someone who's reputable, conscionable, ethical, professional, credible. Try to find somebody who is in it because they love hair. Try to find somebody who is not just a professional because they only do Sisterlocks, y'all, unless they're passionate. If you find someone who's really good, shout out to the lovely Shay. Hinton, if you find someone who's really good and they love hair and they're conscionable and they do right things and the things that they do are right, that's the person that you want. If you find an ambassador and she's doing a crappy job and you have a Sisterlocks trainee down the street who's doing a better job and who's excited about the brand, who wants to take care of your hair and is meticulous, go with that person. But overall, you would be better with someone who has a holistic experience when it comes to your locks and can support and does support the natural health of hair in general. Also, you're going to do better with someone who has had locks before, who has traditional locks, or who's had Sisterlocks, even if they cut them off. Like Nika, first of all, Efraj and Nika have locks. Efraj used to have them. She eventually took them out. I think she's going to put them back in. Nika had them. She's had them for over a decade, I think, and her hair is wonderful. So you know she knows what she's doing, right? It's like, you know, going to, y'all know what happened to me when I went that other place, after I moved out here to the Boondocks. I tried to find somebody else to do my hair. You already know what happened. And this was a master cosmetologist, but she didn't have locks, and she didn't have locks before. So maybe clipping and cutting and marrying some locks wasn't no big deal to her. It's a big ass deal to me. I spent 10 years growing these locks. Yes, one lock married is one lock too many. Yes, one lock cut is one lock too many, unless I'm the one that's tearing them out and I'm the one that's marrying them. If I'm the one that's marrying them and telling her tearing them out, that's fine. Be very careful. Needs to be someone that you resonate with, someone that you like. It needs to be someone who can give you a few references. If they've got pictures, make sure the pictures are theirs. Look for reviews online. Type in their name and put in reviews, because people are very dissatisfied today. They will do a review that may not be connected with your site. Develop a rapport. See if they can take the time to to give rebut or expression to whatever your concerns are. Go in there with 3 challenging questions before you settle on that person. What do you do in situations where people miss their lock retightnings? Okay, so they say, okay, well, I charge them more. Maybe they lose their appointment. Those are punitive things. Anybody can do that, right? Maybe you're looking to hear something like, well, yeah, they do have to end up paying more because it takes me longer. But I also explain to them why it's harmful to their hair. And I actually show them specific locks. I take pictures and I show them specific locks that have been hampered by them coming in late. Oh, damn. Well, okay, that's good. That's somebody who cares and gives a damn about what they're doing, right? Yeah. So there's some questions that you need to have. How do you deal with women who have had hair loss and carry this style? It would be nice to hear something other than refer them to the dermatologist, or better yet, it'd be nice to hear something other than, oh, I don't have anybody who's lost any locks. Then either you don't have a lot of clients, you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe that's not altogether true. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your plan when I start to experience some difficulties or some challenges with my locks? What's your plan? Y'all, some locticians will charge you just to repair outside of what your retightening is. So you need to get some idea about this, but you need to know how long they've been doing it. You need to have a grasp of how they handle a tender-headed person. You want to be tender-headed, even if you're not. Trust me, with Sisterlocks, they need to think that you're tender-headed, because they can be tough on your hair, and most of them will be with these trying to make this 3-hour, 2-hour, 4-hour time limit frame, which is insane because that's not good for your hair. You know it's not. So maybe you need to ask that question, but you need to come up with 3 critical questions that you want. They need to be open-ended questions, questions that are not a yes or no answer, question that requires them to respond, okay? You might want to know how they feel about the brand. That would be good to know. Because if you have a die-hard Sisterlock person that's going to tell you not to use oil on your hair and your scalp is bleeding because your scalp is dry and itchy and you're into the 7th month and you develop some type of a scalp condition because they refuse to tell you to go ahead and put some oil in your hair, or they're telling you to put something on your hair and the water ain't doing enough and you need some conditioning, like I Am Melanin Magic Oil, shameless plug for my product, y'all, because it works. Because it's high-end and it's good quality and I use the best ingredients. Go to the I Am Melanin Magic website, okay? It's in my description. Hit the little down arrow in the right lower corner of the video and it'll take you to the description and you can click on the link from there. So it's one of the best decisions that you can make, and it's one of the worst things to not take seriously, the loctician. Next, is this a low-maintenance hairstyle? Yes and no. The day-to-day stuff is low maintenance as hell. You are going to have beautiful hair every day, all day long, okay? But does this mean you don't get to do jack? No, you got to check your hair after your loctician does it. You need to untangle it after every shampoo. You need to untangle it before you go in for your retightings. There are a lot of different things that you need to do. You need to inspect your locks like you would inspect your children at home, or how you would look at your students in the classroom and know the individual needs of your students. You have to keep a track on your hair, especially today, y'all, because every loctician is not as good as the next, which is why you have to have a conscionable person. So the work comes in between the retightenings, not the day-to-day stuff, but at every 2 to 3 week intervals, you know, making sure you don't have any marrying going on, checking your locks after you get a retightening, making sure that your loctician did not marry any locks. I'm finding a lot of that is going on. The list goes on and on. Watch my loctician videos, okay? Last but not least, can this style like Microlocks and other tiny little, you know, Microlock styles, can they cause hair loss? What happened to my lighting, y'all? I hope the battery's not going out. Can it cause hair loss? The style in and of itself, I'm going to let you answer that. The hair changes over time. The hair gets a little heavier. If your hair is not strong, if you're not keeping your hair healthy, for all of you out there who don't want to use any oil or give any nutrition to your hair, that's something you should be concerned about. Am I going to say Sisterlocks causes hair loss? Not that blanketly, but it can if you do retightenings and you have somebody butchering through your hair, raking through it with that Sisterlocks tool, and they're not careful, if you get too frequent a retightening, if you're not taking care of your hair and you think that this is a be lazy hairstyle and you don't have to do anything, yeah, you're going to suffer the consequences of it. And you can sometimes suffer the consequences sooner rather than later. Many can suffer the consequences later rather than sooner. It can have a cumulative effect. Okay, there are a couple of videos on the channel I have with thinning and hair loss due to traction alopecia, which can come about, as you all know, for any myriad of reasons. There are a lot of little things that you do have to be careful of. If you don't maintain the hair, if you don't keep it clean, for example, if you don't make sure you have a healthy scalp, if you're putting extensions on your hair for extended periods of time and letting them weigh down your hair, if your root beds are thinning because of marrying, yes. I love y'all. I hope that you found this video useful. Please give it a thumbs up. Know that I love you. 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 Te amo. I think that's I love you, right? Is that Italian or Spanish? Anyway, I want to thank y'all for supporting the channel. I want you to know that I appreciate everything that you do. If you like my energy, if you're on the spiritual journey, you're trying to level up to 5D, go to my Butterfly Transformations channel. That's where I get it in. The life talk, okay? Restructuring your paradigm, identifying your belief systems, and moving into a 5-dimensional consciousness. I love you guys. Keep coming back. More will be revealed. Again, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you made it to the end, please write that in the comments section. I made it to the end. I solicit 2 to 3 minute videos to put in these of you sharing something about your journey. Just create a little video, send it to me, and I will put you in one of these videos, some aspect of the journey that you would like to share with the sisters in the community. I love you guys.